Alright, how about a little 3S Senton time? So I recently fixed one of the outdrive pinions in the diff. Feels like it's pulling. It's this was a Mega, so it's got all the original gearing, which is the 17T diff pinion and not the 13. I forget what the crown gear teeth count is, but it's different than the BLX 3S cars. And the spur gear is a 91 tooth, and it's not the same pitch either. And I kind of I really dig the way the 91 tooth feels. You know, I've driven the Senton with both spur gear configurations, both in the BLX and in this one, the Mega version. And honestly, the Mega feels smoother. It sounds a lot different too. It's got a higher pitch whine to it. And now you can go either way of, yeah, the smaller teeth are, you know, they're not going to be as durable under high torque situations, but the truth of the matter is more teeth are making contact at any one time than on the larger teeth. So with this 91, you've got two gears touching a lot more fully than you would in, I think it's 37, the tooth count on the spur gear on the BLXs. Woo! See, I take a little more chances with these because, come on, buddy. No. Yes. Ooh, big old rock right there. Because the weight, if I do hit something head on, it's going to be a lot less damaging than one of those 6S cars. So, still, for this type of terrain, if I was just running on a regular dirt track, this spur gear would be perfect. Now, on something like this, where there's a lot of, there's rocks and ruts and everything else, it's a little bit harsher on that spur gear. But still, I like them both. I got a daddy long leg crawling up my arm. They handle differently, for sure, between the 52 and the 91. But they're both great. You'll notice a difference. I noticed right away when I changed my other Mega Senton over to BLX, and I put the 3S BLX diffs and spur gear and pinion. I did the whole works, and I noticed a big difference in how it drove. It seemed a lot more responsive, like on the throttle. It had more go, more torque. This does feel a little bit buttier, like a little more sloppy. Not slop really, but just I don't know. It feels good. It feels safe. It's nice. But honestly, I probably take it a little bit more easy with the 91 than I did with the 52. but it's hardly ever the spur gears I'm having trouble with. Usually it's the diff gears. But the Mega diff gears, I have fewer issues with than the BLX diff gears. I just think the smaller teeth are better. They mesh better. They're making better contact. And the gears are a little bit finer too. The teeth themselves are more polished. So, you know, if you get one of these Megas and you're all gung-ho to convert it to brushless, you know, I believe that switching the diff gears over and the spur gear, that's optional. You don't have to do that. Because so far I've had fewer issues with the Mega versions than I have otherwise. I love this little track. Great little track, and this is a good car for it too. I had a leaky shock. I had to fix it. I was real hesitant to order a whole new set off Jenny's just for one. And that'd be like definitely the second set of shocks I bought for the Senton, but probably like the 6th or 7th set of shocks I bought for all of them. You know, I don't bother rebuilding these shocks when you can buy a whole new set for $24. It's really pointless to buy the pieces for them and have the headache of working, unless you like to do that sort of thing. And I do to a degree, but tuning shock pistons and all that thing, I think Arrma got it right with their, you know, they're not forever shocks, but they do a great job while they're all functional and not leaking. Eventually, they're going to wear out. They are plastic, and that piston moves back and forth, back and forth. It's heating that plastic up, and it stretches it out. And you'll get leaks. That's what happens. When that happens, put them in a bag and put on a new set. And you can keep those shocks for the pieces, you know, pieces and parts. Because you might have a bent piston shaft, and you can replace that with your old shocks. That's something you can do. Bent and broken pieces in the shock, you know, that's more likely a thing that you will have to switch out. And it's something you can do. But once that plastic body starts going, yeah, that's it. You know, the housing itself, once that starts stretching out, it's game over. I mean, really, it's not worth the headache. I've tried, you know, plumber's thread tape, wrapping it around there. That doesn't really work. I still experience leaking. Yes. Yeah, it's fun when you have other people. I've never managed to get more than one person out that I know has cars and stuff. I have failed to make connections in the RC world. I'm gonna tell them. So I just wanted to talk to these people who are playing lacrosse over there. I wanted to tell them about the couple of lacrosse balls I threw. Try to get those rocks over there. That's a better place for them. So I'll run this car until the battery. Ooh. There we go. I love this. This body, it rolls really well. That's why I like this one over the blue or the red one that comes on the newer cars, because it doesn't stick out as much, and it will roll back over easier with this body. And I like the way it looks. Oh, God. So I've done a little bit of work on this thing to keep it going. The front body post broke through, and I had to repair all that. But shoe glue and thread tape saves the day. Without that stuff, these bodies, you'd be going through them like crazy. Way to go, Senton. Nice little car. See you good. Yeah, eventually I'll learn how to edit videos. Make my videos a lot more interesting. And it's not like there's huge competition out there. There's a place for everyone. I just have to learn to make my videos interesting. And they have to be, even, my channel's got to be known about. It's not like it's a great channel, but there's content there. If you just like watching cars drive and a guy talk about them without any music or anything. Yes. Yes. Napoleon Dynamite. Yes. Oh no. Alright. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that, by God. My battery probably gonna run out. Oh. Fun little place. It's kind of ideal. It's almost, if you could have this in your backyard, when you just go out there all the time, invite friends, like, free RC place, come and use your cars. I mean, comfortably, this place could probably, you could get 2 people racing on one track. Well, you're all not going to be in the same place at the same time, so, you could get a bunch of cars, and it would probably be fun, nudging into each other and that sort of thing. You just have to plan out your route, because one kind of sneaks into the other and end out of nowhere. Like this one, it just ends right here, and there's no, see, it doesn't come back around for some reason. So this thing's just got a cheapy little Banggood special servo in it. It's a digital coreless servo, but it was like $15. And it does the trick for this car. It's not super strong, but it doesn't have to be. These wheels are small, and the weight of the car is light, so they turn the car. Ooh. The servo doesn't have any problem at all turning the wheels. And in fact, you saw the wheels get me off my side over there. Sometimes this car will land on its side. And if you turn the wheels and spin them in the right direction anyway, depending on what side you're on, it'll help you get off your feet, or, get on your feet. And if you're, but you're dependent on a strong enough steering setup. So it's really between the servo and the servo saver, if you have one. Some cars run without a servo saver, like crawlers. You don't want a servo saver on a crawler. You want full torque all the time. parachute. Finally came to a rest. Yeah, can't believe it, but these tires, one of these has a rip in it, and I think it's like right here, and yeah, that's where it is, right here, and I've covered it up with that electronic rubber cement, and look at that, you can't even really tell. There's a rip under there, and it's still going strong. You can't even tell. That's how awesome that stuff is, I'm telling you. Harbor Freight. If you get rips in your tires, don't throw them out, guys. Between super glue and that rubber stuff, liquid rubber, you save tires. That's all I did. I super glued the hole with good super glue. You know, buy yourself some decent RC super glue. You can buy the stuff that's like 1 to 2 second stuff, and it's got hardeners and dryers in it, and you know, works really fast. I've got a few different kinds, but oh, there we go. But anyway, get yourself a good super glue. You make sure the tire's clean. Clean it off, soap and water, rinse it real good, let it dry, and then clean it with alcohol on the rip. Let the alcohol dry, that'll evaporate really fast, and then super glue it. Let the super glue dry for an amount of time. 10 minutes would be probably a good, you know, just to make absolutely sure, because once you seal it in with the rubber cement, you know, it might not get enough air. So let that super glue dry, and then over, you know, a couple square inches around the rip, just dab that rubber cement. Harbor Freight. That's the stuff I buy, so I can vouch for it. You don't have to go to the store either. That you can buy it online. They sell similar products on Amazon. So if you must, you know, if you don't have a Harbor Freight around, just look for that. Just punch in, you know, liquid rubber, and it'll be a little can. And it'll be between $10 and $13. And they sell different colors. They have it in red, they have it in yellow, they have it in black. I use the black. But yeah, that stuff's magic. I even use it on my body shells now. My EXB crate and body shell, I did that up with shoe glue and thread tape. And then once that dried and cured, you want to let it cure for 72 hours, you know, really, before you go use your shells. That'll be maximum hardness. And it only gets harder from there on out. It keeps curing and curing until it's like almost like plastic. But yeah, I let that cure, and then that thread or the liquid rubber comes in a can that has a brush applicator. So then I just brush that stuff all over the inside of my body shells, and it's amazing. The thing is indestructible now. Nice. I can't believe how long this battery is lasting. It's pretty amazing. That motor I have in here is super efficient. It's a 3660, just like the stock motor, but I believe it's a different KV. It might be a 3600, but I don't think it's a 32. But it's a Surpass Hobby motor, and it's kick-ass, really. I can vouch for Surpass Hobby stuff and Race Star stuff. I've used both of those brands, and they're awesome. Look at this. This thing's a beast. It's one of my more fun cars, honestly. You know, for funability, you don't need to get into the 6S car. That's, you know, That's like super power and speed if you want to get into that. But when you're bashing, you generally go the same speed, and it doesn't matter what car you're using. But when you crash with one of these cars, it's a lot more forgiving. And that is the bonus of Arrma using plastic diffs and that sort of thing. It's substantially lighter, which helps a lot. Ooh, oh, I just found my challenge. I don't know if I should do it because it's going to involve wrecking a car, potentially. Oh man, look at that. I'm in such a position that I can't. And if you do that too much and your wheels are flaying out, you could cut them on the edge of your body. I've done that before. So what was it? I don't have hardly any battery left. In fact, I'm going to go back to the car now because we're almost out of battery. There's no way that this thing's any higher than 5% battery. But I'm anxious to check the motor temp because I've got a temp gun. So let me pause this because you're not going to want to watch this jittery video. Okay, so checking the temps. That's unbelievable. Look at this. Pointing it right at the ESC. Let me check the shaft. Okay, 119, 120. Not bad. Alright, let's check the ESC. 92, 91. How about the servo? Let me get on the metal here. 98. Oh, so that's pretty warm too. Servo's warm. The motor was the hottest, but still, let me get right on the shaft. That's going to be the hottest. This is upside down. Sorry about that. Okay, let's... 98, so just sitting here, it's gotten a lot cooler. Okay, yeah, you can scan around. So, up here is a lot warmer in that housing, so that's actually doing its job. Battery temp is 81. So yeah, everything's in good range, but it's a very cool day today. It's a beautiful day, but it's a lot cooler than it has been during the summer when it's been upwards of 90 in the sunlight. Anyway, over and out, guys. Like and subscribe if you found value in this video. See ya.